Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.
So I was working for free.
Which is very important.
That's what people
That's
don't
my
realize.
number one fucking advice.
People don't
to
fucking
anyone.
realize.
Work for free. What do you mean work for free? If you can make ends meet, work
Like-
for free. If you're starving or your kids are starving, get a fucking job.
Yeah.
But if you have 2 hours a week, work for free. Hey, can I sweep your floors for 2 hours? I want to understand how this. I love this kind of business, or I want to learn about it.
Straight up. So I started interning at the gym from 10 a.m. to about, and back at the time, I thought 10 a.m. was like early morning grinding. So
Early morning grinding.
And it turns out my boss is fucking wakes up at 4 a.m. every day. So I'm getting there at 10. I remember the first day I showed up with a smoothie and I used to do some weird shit where I used to put like granola in the smoothie and I would eat the smoothie with a spoon, like an acai bowl. I show up to the gym eating this smoothie like an acai bowl. My boss was like, yo, put that shit in the fucking car. Like, if you're ready to work, like, let's go. I was like, fuck. Like, all right.
Can I tell you something real quick that I love? This is what I mean by being vulnerable, just being yourself.
Yeah.
Because here's what happens. Other people, if they see you as this perfect dude that always had it figured out, that's like wakes up at 6 a.m. and works out, they'll be like, I can never be that. But
And
when
that's
they
what
go,
I want to try to show people.
Right. When they go, oh, this motherfucker was like just as confused as
struggling,
me.
bro.
Yeah. 10 a.m. I'm grinding, showing up with a fucking smoothie with granola. That's why I love that story, because me too, James. They see me, they're like, this motherfucker. I'm just
yeah, no, straight up. Rick, if someone doesn't know you,
pasty. Cody always says, like, Dad, you were bloated and pasty and like just lame like 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, like a while ago.
Damn.
10 years
like
ago.
10 years ago.
Damn.
Because I was living not my life. I was like an internal auditor,
stuck in the
coming
simulation.
home and in a relationship that wasn't really the right
Beneficial.
fit for either one, and a lot of arguing and all that stuff, and thinking, oh, I can't get divorced. That's not what I do. Yeah. And people go, why'd you have 3 kids then if it didn't work out? And it's like, well, I wasn't planning to have 3 kids and get divorced.
Yeah.
I thought it was a done deal, and I like kids. So here we are on our 3rd, but shit, that
Shit
kicked our
didn't
ass.
work out.
And it didn't work out. But
that's how life
dude,
is.
I needed that shit to wake me up, because I think the divorce was the hardest and best thing that ever happened to me, because it forced me after a while to look at myself. Because at first I was like blaming, like everyone. Oh, like she was this, she was that, and she was saying I was this, I was this. And then after a couple of years, I'm like, we're still arguing. This shit ain't working. And I started slowly like looking into, man, I got some wrong ass fucking belief systems. And
your thought
like you were saying
process.
about how you thought about relationships, communicating, being honest, like being patient. Like I was so impatient, so taking everything personally, doing silent treatments, like telling, dude, James, I would be like, you know what? Don't talk to me for 4 days then. How about that? And I would follow through on it. And I was dying to talk to her, but because I said, this is what my dad did. That's how fucked up I was, man. But my dad did that, and I learned from it, and I didn't ever stop to go, maybe that. I thought, hey, that's how you do it. That's how you showed that you're not messing around. Or I had to relearn everything, man. Like I was telling Josh, if I went back to when I was 16 or even your age, I'd have to have a talk with myself about every damn thing. No, dude. No, I got it. No, you don't, dude. No, believe me, sit your ass down before it's too late.
Straight up.
But it's all good. I needed that shit. And learn from your mistakes. Learn from your fuck-ups. Learn from your failures.
And it makes you such a more dynamic dad. Like your kids are so much more well off with you learning this at a later age. Because if you had learned this when you were 25, you'd be a billionaire by now.
Right.
Like Cody would not be sitting here right now. He'd be inside on his 5th iPad that he's had in his life. Like straight up. Like this week. Like straight up, if you realized this shit when you were at a younger age, you would already have made millions, if not billions. And like
Well, thank you.
But your
I got a late start.
your life purpose is so much more fulfilled
Yes,
because you
man.
love kids and they're being able to see your rise.
I would never be this passionate about telling young people, do it now. It's okay if you could do it later, but it's
Exactly.
gonna be hard.
Exactly.
Do it now before you have
Exactly.
children and a mortgage and things
Like,
to make it
my
harder.
my thing is
You know,
sometimes
because I went through so much pain, it actually made me this. Like if I had gone straight to my dream, I wouldn't have been maybe talking about this so much. So it's all okay, accept whatever the fuck happened, and then just decide what you want to do with it and just play your game, man. Play your game as
Yeah.
best you can with whatever tools you have at your disposal, whatever superpowers you have. The kryptonite, just figure out how to harness that shit. You know what I mean?
and the kryptonite is usually your own mind.
And a lot of times it's your strength. That's what I figured out. Meaning, I
Yeah.
used to get in my own head and get oversensitive and take things personal too much, and that would really fuck me up and slow me down. And I realized it's because I'm sensitive, but that sensitivity is kind of my
It's
superpower
also
because
strength.
yeah,
'Cause you can
I can
build
empathize
that.
with people and
Yeah.
use it in a different way. So it's like if you can harness your kryptonite, often it becomes like your superpower, man.
That's true.
It's one and the same. Just can you harness it? Like if you were a superhero that laser powers, it might be out of control, killing everybody until you learn to harness that thing and like, you know,
Yeah.
turn it into a fucking laser beam that you can control. You
That's
know?
true. Shit.
You know, when you're trying to figure out your superpowers, you're probably stumbling around with it at first. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.